late in the power play, 25 seconds left, it's a sort out, there's a scramble, now it's a 50-50 puck. They outwork the PK, but you can see again the urgency, the arrows to get inside. When this puck goes over right away, he knows he's shooting it and he knows he's got numbers inside. Whether that's on his tape or on the pad, he's got numbers that have a chance at winning that. Again, a look at Winnipeg. Now we're going to see a bit more of a passive PK with Philly. 5 guys connected. This is where the pretty goals start to develop, but they're all connected, and whether it's a low play inside of the bumper, that front D is exposed, is in a vulnerable position of where this puck goes. Maybe they're duplicating on Connors here, but the reality is Scheifele's the key. The far side flank with the arrow, he knows again that puck's going inside, it's going to the net, it's going to the far pad, and he's going to be landing exactly where that puck can hit his stick, and it's an automatic goal. Predictable to themselves, not to their scout. And ultimately, again, another look at Minnesota, more passive, blocking, diamond. Cale Makar, I believe he led the league in scoring as a defenseman. Shooters score at the end of the day. Don't forget that. It's meat and potatoes, but shooters do score. Gotta shoot the puck, gotta be willing to shoot the puck, and have the courage to shoot through screens, through numbers, where it's a challenge for the goalie to find and track this puck. But again, there's numbers inside. Even if this is a rebound, Blue has a chance on that puck, but now the skill can go to work. And I just want to highlight the skill because this is detail for a good bumper play. Shades over, gives F2 a tap, makes him aware of him. He thinks he has him covered. He's got a share at the top, clearly defending the dots. And now he's going to sneak away from him where McKinnon can now read and slip him one inside where he's no longer covered. That's definitely elite thinking, but little details that matter. Tampa here. A lot of people talk about Tampa as an example of handedness, of where do you put guys, one-timers, downhill. They've always had kind of the perfect handedness to their skill sets, which has made them lethal for a long time, but you're going to see really a willingness to shoot the puck and re-attack. First shot attempt, second shot attempt, third. Rangers are doing a hell of a job blocking, scrambling to stay with it. Now they can pick them apart when they can't recover. And this does not go in on a tap-in. It goes in on staying in the paint. That's the duty of a great net front presence. Stay with it. And this, to me, is also a shooting mentality. If what they're giving you is a low play, and I know a lot of goalies and goalie coaches, I'm not going to go into a debate with you guys about this, but a lot of PKs definitely give this to the goalie, and goalie should make this save on the post, attacking off the goal line, but just getting a puck in there with numbers. Willingness to shoot, willingness to attack. Now they can recover it, and now you can see Columbus immediately ready to pressure. Backs are turned, creates a secondary attack, breaks them down, they can't recover, and he shoots through pressure, through numbers. Last clip here with Toronto. It's the same thing. You're going to see the Edmonton's wheel, their top-down pressure, using the middle, which is the key to break the wheel, to push down through the middle, back to the top. Now Domi invites the pressure, invites the push down. And anytime you get pucks back to the top against a wheel, they're always in a vulnerable position where there's a lane. You can see Riley gets this puck inside, and it's where their numbers are. So working to get inside, and obviously the commitment to the hard areas to find it. So second part of this, building the foundation. This is a tactic that I've been using for about a foundational piece, but you can't just rely on it. There's other pieces and elements that now come into feeding this beast. We want to see this beast of a power play develop. How do you get your guys to embrace the attacking mindset? So for me, obviously understanding that 54%, over half of goals are being scored from a break and pressure, it's obviously clear that we have to have a plan in place to deal with it. Not only deal with it, expose it, but in addition to that, encouraging and establishing a shooting mentality, it's actually simpler than you think. I think the power play can be a very scary thing, like I said, for coaches to think about. There's a lot of pieces, from up ice, in zone, face-off sets, handedness, there's ways to just get overwhelmed with it. But if you break it down to really the elements that feed the mentality, it has to start with a willingness to shoot the puck. I know it comes back to shooters score, but they do. And the guys that are willing to shoot, the guys that want to get set up and want it to feel all good, we have those battles as well in Seattle. Like, we try to kind of get that out of our system and encourage shooting mentalities. There's different ways you can incorporate that on face-offs and just having expectations with your goals. But for me, the first things first, shooter's mindset, and whether it's net front presence directly in the eyes of the goaltender or more of a flash approach. If you have more of a skill, low play guy that can release on the goal line, is really good and tight, you can have more of a mentality of being around the net. But what's critical is that you have numbers at the net, around the net, and inside when you establish a shot, which obviously requires work and an identity and a buy-in piece from your net front guy, regardless of their skill set. Obviously, like we talked about, puck support, taking pride in puck support. I always talk about the penalty kill being the power kill. Well, why? Force the power play to have to work to be good, and ultimately takes all the gas out of the power play. So puck support is critical, and then what you saw in a lot of those clips, puck speed, urgency. Not only quick puck speed, but execution. You got a one-timer, put it in his wheelhouse. Don't just throw it around, hot potato. Puck speed and execution just feeds the cycle. Now you can get it, shoot it, win it back, re-attack. Get it, shoot it, win it, re-attack, get it back. Feeds the attack, feeds the beast. And you're gonna see that here with these clips. Shooter's mindset. Shot, creates a broken play, pressure's coming, automatic, inside, before they can recover, empty net. Shooter's mindset. Shot first, willing to shoot through a screen, shoot for a stick. Automatic support through the middle to the top. Islander scramble, potentially duplicate on the bumper, opens them up. Forces the PK to communicate their exchanges when that look opens. Winnipeg, shooter's mindset. When they win this puck back, can again see Dallas trying to be aggressive, that potentially is their trigger point to go. Now there's a willingness to work to the far side, create the 3-on-2, and attack what they see. Don't think that's a scouted play. That's just thinking and playing hockey and finding what's available and attacking what's available. Same thing here with Berkey. Shooter's mindset. Get it to the net. Shoot for Ebbs' stick. Shoot for his leg. Shoot for his stick. Hyman does probably the best job of that in Edmonton if you want to look at extending the net from your net front guy. Now again, would love us to be right in his eyes, but it's a shot mentality. You can see us working into our autos. We win it back. Again, by Berkey, same look opens up. Now it's in our favor. New Jersey, much like Edmonton, likes to skate. A lot of these small skilled guys that can make plays on the move, tons of movement, opens them up. Probably should have been in a goal, but it's not. Now it's a 50-50. Columbus doubles. Immediate support in through the middle bumper. And now this is key part of the net front presence I wanted to talk about. I always talk about with our guys denying sight line of pass or shot. Depending on what we're scouting or what's available. You can see here he denies the sight line. Goalie has to work to find it. Quickly opens up a low play. Same thing with Jersey here. Shooter's mindset. This is net front presence. When they win this puck back, you can see the willingness to one, get to the net, cannot see the goalie. This is doing your job, and also the courage and willingness to shoot through it. Some players fade away from wanting to shoot this puck and want to give it back over the top. Just a willingness to get it there. If you can find a lane, those are miserable goals and looks for the goaltender. Again, bobbled puck. Now Capitals are going to be aggressive, ready to go. Quick 2-on-1 at the net, they attack it. Secondary attack, you can see the duplication by Washington. Now they're forcing who's got the top. Now we've got a line of two from the bumper in the net front working to the net, which creates numbers inside and presence for the goalie to deal with. Last couple pictures here again, shooter's mindset, first shot attempt, second shot attempt. Now Tampa scrambles, shit's gonna happen, falls down, but you can see they're broken down and they've got three guys around the net. If that doesn't go in on the one-timer, there's good odds of him winning that puck back inside. From the face-off here with Vegas, shooter's mindset, two guys going to the net for a second, win it back. Much like the last clip, you can see the sort out here happening. Anaheim in orange, line of 2. Just urgency up, over, numbers inside, and they get rewarded. Last picture here, this is the foundation of everything. So obviously someone asked me this earlier, or before this conversation, how much freedom do you give to the power player? How much knowledge do you tell them what to do with the scout? We have so many resources to give the guys basically all the information they need to know, and that's part of the plan and our job as coaches, but we can overcomplicate it. I think I'm my biggest critic, and I think it's important to acknowledge where's the pressure coming, where are the vulnerabilities, scout those differences by teams, whether you play 82 games in a regular season or not, identify those clear points that the power play can be ready for, prepared for, giving them success. But ultimately, you can see from the foundation, it just allows the players to play. So I always tell our guys, work into your spots, attack what's given. Now it's through the middle, up, over, whether that's a scouted play or not, that's what they're going to give Vegas. This is one of the most aggressive PKs. It's always an unorthodox picture with Chicago. They're one of the best teams with their PK. And so ultimately just creating that predictability so you give the power back to the skill guys, the thinkers, to just attack what you see. I'm not in the moment as your coach. I can't tell you the play to make. You see it, make it, and let's coach around it and through it. So really the key takeaways for me and thinking points for you: treat every face-off like it's a loss. We've got to be on our toes, and we're planning for a loss with still a plan to win it, whether it's a set play or what our look's going to be, but we have to feed that mentality so that we're on our toes. In this picture here, you're going to see 50-50, one back to Vegas, but it's LA in white, 3 up PK. They're going to extend high and out, and now Eichel's got to work through it, and you can see the autos start to be filled. Middle helps, supports it out, and now Hanifin has an option. He's got a weak side shooter. The low bottom auto works back to the net, and he has options. He looks for quick strike inside where he has success, but he can go over with that as well. But before LA can recover, he moves it. With Toronto here, now it's a loss. They jump, they go, they force Nashville. Maybe they get a little lucky here, but they force them to maybe move it quicker, make a shitty play, and now Marner can keep it in, but they're still struggling here. Matthews has to handle this puck, allows Nashville to keep their pressure, but now they can expose it. From their autos, back to the top, through the middle, and before they can recover, he turns and looks to attack with a great net front presence or an option over to Nylander. Another look, loss, jump, 2 guys on the puck, they stay with it. Now they can support and win this back over, and Utah has to respect the shot lane. Gives that look to Nylander. There is a level of urgency in all of these clips, as you can see. With Seattle, we coach it a lot, especially through training camp. This is a 50-50 puck right on the hash. Our centerman works right into the middle. Obviously our D's on top, but our inside forward lines up on the hash. His route is always to bypass to the net, then to the bottom. So now this play comes on the wall. When Chandler wins this puck through the middle, he knows he has an automatic play to break him, and he's going to find the shooter through. This is a good example of the bypass play. You can use to your advantage, whether it's a win or not, but if you've got pressure immediately, especially when strong side D jumps the half wall, just watching Gensel here, his inside route, thinking net. Actually, his first step is inside to help this out. Then they win it back, and he reroutes to the net. And as they attack the strong side, they just bypass, let it go to the bottom, where he now can look for his options. Guys are defended, he looks to take it to the net himself. Whether he gets lucky or not, there's a willingness to take that puck to the bottom and break their pressure. Last clip of autos here, and you'll see it with Vegas. It's another look at Nashville, one of the most aggressive teams. They got long reaches, long sticks, create a lot of turnovers. Skill guys have to deal with it a lot. You can see there's an automatic play where he bypasses and lets us just go to the bottom, and you're going to see a 3-on-2 develop immediately. Quick touch inside, urgency to the shooter, shot ready. Same mentality applies for us on entry. So it doesn't matter. We're not going to talk about up ice, but it is critical that your plan on entry with your routes, or your landmarks, I like to call them, have a plan to break the pressure and also be able to attack on the entry. So for us, we fill the top, middle, and bottom, just like you saw. The weak side route is always responsible for the rim out if needed. Again, we don't promote it. If you want to look at a team that's exceptional at using just an auto release to the weak side, Florida Panthers do it almost automatic on any entry, and they're so good on handling pucks off the wall that they can do it to beat the PK right away. If your team's elite on the wall on those touches, go for it. But I would say then in that case, you got to reroute your top auto to the far side so that they have that support option and just change the picture. But for us, there's pride in these routes, and it's always clear on whatever breakout we're doing. This is from a drop breakout. We kick it, we drive to the bottom, we have middle inside support. So you're going to see a look at it here against Canadians, very aggressive on entry. We got 4 guys entering with speed. He kicks this out. Orky pulls up and knows they're coming. He's got to invite the pressure. He's got to have a sense of poise right now to be able to make a play and trust. We're finishing our routes, whether it's a touch to the middle or to the top. And now Monty, whether he gets lucky or not without a net front presence, there's a shooting mentality. And we're trying to capitalize on them being aggressive on entry. Same look here with Winnipeg. Cross and drop, he kicks it out. Now he's going to drive to the bottom. There's a level of work to the bottom, work to the middle, and it's a mentality. Wins it back, auto play to the top, looking back to shoot and attack right away. All of these are just examples to reinforce the message. We kick. You can see Berkey here commits to driving to the bottom, so Canner can now keep it moving, knows he's going to continue on, but Maddie also works to the middle to be that release point. And as you can see, Tolby starts to anticipate we're winning this puck. He's not staying on the wall. He's not anticipating a rim out. He's starting to cheat now, and that's the read part where they've got to have that feel go. Creates a great look, doesn't end up in the back of the net, but that's the pieces we want to see. And it's going to look different every single time, and it should, but have a plan in place with your routes to be able to create that predictability. You're going to see a quick up with Vegas here. Maybe they're catching Boston outside the dots. They have a post up, but you can see Stone here. Very, very good thinker. Can make plays through pressure. He invites the pressure. 2 guys on his hip, but now Eichel works inside, to the top, to the middle, and over, and it looks easy. Colorado, same thing. Come in a lot of speed. Invite 2 guys. Automatic play into the middle to Rantanen. He knows he's got a shooter on the far side where they can capitalize on entry. Now there's 16 seconds left. Second units come out, chips it by the D. We're trying to create something out of nothing. Maybe we got to use a rim out. Love this picture from Berkey now. He puts it on the yellow, but it's Schwartzy's job to know across the rink that this puck is his. He's got to be responsible to win this puck. And if he can create anything out of it, he's looking to. So now he wins this puck, and he's automatically looking over to Canner on the far side, and we work back to the net from our autos. That's a weak side rim release if needed to use. And then just last picture, this is also the bypass play that we talk about from the face-off. So we have a bit more now control. Ebbs holds on to this, but we know again it's Montreal, they're coming hard. They're going to come with 2. Now Monty just puts this to the bottom, and Maddie just lets it go through. Trust that Ebbs is going to stay at the bottom. And the anticipation for the 2-on-1. Gonna watch it out because that's the look of your first NHL goal. Young Finnish guy, love it. Can't beat that. Which takes me case, but typically is your bumper, your bottom guy is usually your net front, your top is your quarterback, and then your guy on the wall where the puck would be, that's usually typically your flanks, and then your weak side flanks are responsible for the far side. What's critical about this picture is understanding the PK. And we just talked about the PK and the study and pressure and the mentality we're dealing with. 50-50 pucks present an opportunity for the PK to go. And I'm sure the PK coaches in here are like, yep, automatic, we're going here, backs are turned. Whether this is a rimmed puck or how it gets here. Rims, rebounds, backs, and bobbles are typically the 50-50 situations that the PK is coming. So I like to coach our guys to take pride into working into autos so that, again, they have an automatic touch without thinking that the play is there or not. If we do our jobs and we work, we should have outlets, and this is about release points, but it's also about attacking from these spots. And you're gonna see a lot of examples then through the video. Like I said, there's our typical PK pressure points. May have a little few adjustments Outside of that we scout by opponent, so that we identify, okay, this D's more aggressive, he's got a longer stick, he'll go. That's the stuff you look for as a coach, but typically this is where we're seeing the pressure come from. And again, like I said, it's pride working into the spot. So starting with rebounds, we talked about a shooting mentality. If you want to establish a shot, you better be ready to work for the secondary attack. So rebounds, this is a goal by Minnesota. PK trigger, he's coming. Raymond knows, he's got 2 guys on his back. There's the autos. Play inside to the middle. It's a release point. Larkin can now work it over to Sider. You can see the urgency now to attack the quick low play as Minnesota sorts out their returns. Same thing with rims. We don't encourage rim outs in Seattle. We don't love pucks on the yellow because we're asking the pressure to just reroute and come. It's not to say that we don't use it as a release point when you have to rim it, but again, like, you got to be prepared to work to support across the rink. And so these autos work on the strong side and work all the way across the rink. So this puck's going to be rimmed out here. Vegas is in yellow, Nashville's in white. You can see again, automatic, they're coming. Now he anticipates, knows his back's turned. He's got auto support, not an automatic play, but he finds his outlet. They work through it, he's got numbers, and now it creates a quick low 2-on-1 against a very aggressive, great penalty kill that relies on their pressure to find their success. Another look at rims here with Winnipeg and Navy. Columbus is going to be aggressive here. It's on the yellow, PK trigger. Immediately back to the top, and you can see the shooter. There's the weak side auto. Is Connor standing wide open alone, and the quicker he can get the puck, quicker he can go in the back of the net. Leave a goal scorer, pure goal scorer left alone with time and space. He will do exactly just that. Backs, another look here. Dallas is an aggressive PK. It starts at their up ice. Their identity in zone is they're going to stay on it. So it's a bobbled puck, backs are turned. You can see both forwards here ready to jump. Now Winnipeg can not only have the release point, they can expose it from a shot mentality right into the bumper, and it's on net in the back of the net. That's a clear example of a pressure break goal. Detroit, backs are turned. There's Calgary, wants to be aggressive. They defend the dots. Now you can expose their their D and their strong side forward here, trying to find this kill zone below the hash, force them to quickly attack, but you can see the autos there, top, middle, bottom. They come through the bottom, and it's an automatic play through Anderson's stick here, where now he's got to take that 2-on-1. Bobbles, again, just this predictability here for me is key. So this puck goes low, it's a bobbled puck, he's got to handle it. He knows his bumper's inside through the middle, and it's a touch immediately over to his shooter that he trusts and knows is going to be shot ready. But ultimately with Pittsburgh, we're watching here, the foundation is what creates the predictability. It's not going to look the same every time. It shouldn't look the same every time, but now Crosby's anticipating that we've worked over, it's inside, and it's immediately to where that puck can beat the goaltender on the far post. Okay, so how to build this now into more frameworks. Face-offs are a key element. Well, obviously, one, to winning possession. Nobody wants to go down the rink and break it out. That's where we have success to start.